Hello everyone. Today in this class we are going to discuss about work study. Work study is divided into two parts. One is method study and one is work measurement. What is method study? We need to study the different methods or the methods what we are using for the work. Is it the efficient method or is this the best method we are using? We need to actually understand that. And what is the work measurement? We need to measure the work. That is the time to measure a particular work. How much time we are taking? Does we are doing any unnecessary steps or wastage of time? So how we are going to eliminate and increase the efficiency of the overall work and the workers. So this is the work study. So let us start. Work study is defined by F.W. Taylor. Taylor began his time study in 1881. He established that each job should have a standard operating time. Standard time to operate or complete the work. So the time process, what he defined that every job should be divided into small divisions, small parts, and those parts are called elements, and each element should have some defined standard time to operate. This is the framework of the work study. If we see, work study is divided into two parts. One is method study, one is work measurement. And why we do go for doing these two steps? Method study and work measurement is used to increase the productivity of the plant or the industry. Work study. This is the definition of work study. Work study is a generic term for management services and system engineering technique used to investigate. What to investigate? The methods of working. What are the different methods or what is the method we are using to do the job or the work? And the time taken to do it. That is called work measurement. So work study is divided into two parts. One is method study, one is work measurement. The objective of work study. The main objective of work study is that to increase or improve the productivity of main machine material. What are the resources we are using for the plant or the organization? The aim of work study is to determine the best method of performing each operation and to eliminate the unnecessary work or the delays, waste in the operating process. And how we can increase or have the best method to reduce the fatigue of the workers. The work study is also used in determining the standard time of operating. The standard time of operation is defined by qualified worker to do the same work. When the same work or element of a job is done by qualified worker and how much time that qualified worker is taking to perform that particular work, the standard time is defined by the qualified worker. So here it is written, the work study is also used in determining the standard time that a qualified worker should take to perform the operation. When we give a particular job to a qualified worker, what is the time or how much time that qualified worker is taking to perform that work? That time is called the standard time of operation. Means this time is defined for the particular work and other workers who are working or who are going to perform that work, they should take at least this time to complete the work. This standard time is defined by every industries to perform a particular work by a qualified worker. Objective of work measurement. What is work measurement? We all know work measurement is measuring the time of the work to perform. So to compare the time of performance by alternative methods, we go for applying different methods to perform that particular work. And what is the time we are taking to perform that particular work, that we can also measure. Then to enable the realistic schedule to work to be prepared, we have to prepare a timetable, realistic timetable to perform that particular work. And some fair or incentive schemes should be given to the workers to perform that work. Then analyze the activities for doing a job with a view to reduce or eliminate unnecessary activities or elements or unnecessary steps to perform the work. We have to eliminate the unnecessary steps or unnecessary activities to do the job, so that we can increase the efficiency of the plant and the workers too. To minimize the human effort, we need to minimize the human effort or the workers who are working. To assist the organization of labor by daily comparing the actual time with that target time. So we need to assist that, yes, what is the standard time that we have already defined for the particular work, and what is the actual time taken by the worker. So we can compare those two times and also assist the worker to do the work in a defined time or standard time. Objective of work study. The objective of work study is better product quality. We need to go for increase the efficiency, better product quality, fastest method to do the job, improve the working process by comparing different methods of work, and how the workers who are working, they should be less fatigued, and the better operating principles should be applied, effective labor control, effective utilization of resources, and to decide equipment requirements, pay fair wages to the workers, and to aid in calculating exact delivery. So we should not delay to the job or the work. So exact delivery time should be calculated. What is method study? Method study is that we need to define better methods of doing a job. How we can go for having a better method? When we go for analyzing the methods or the procedure what we are using to perform a work, then we can go for choosing the better method. So, method study includes the study of critical examination of the existing way of doing the work. What is the existing methods we are using? First, we need to study those methods, those existing methods, and how we can go for proposing better methods so that we can increase the efficiency, we can reduce the unnecessary activities, and also reduce the cost by reducing the waste and unnecessary activities of the process. In other words, it is a process of examining all the activities to find a simple way of doing the work. We have to examine the existing methods of doing the operation and what is the simple form or the better form of doing the work that we can define in the method study. So we apply the method study to reduce or to decrease the unnecessary activities, avoiding delay in operation, rejection and waste reduction. We try to reduce the rejection of the parts or the materials or the product and the waste of the product or the parts what we are making through the process. Objective of method study. Analysis of the movement of mean and material. We need to analyze the movement of workers, the mean, the material movement, the flow of the material throughout the process. We need to analyze. Then we divide the activity into smaller parts. Simplify or modify the task to improve the workflow. Reduce unnecessary activities to increase productivity. Then effective material utilization, handling, reducing the wastage of the materials and the activity performed by the workers. What are the procedure of method study? The procedure of method study, first is we need to select the job what we are doing now. Then we need to record each and every step of the process of operation. After that, we need to examine. We need to analyze what is the fault in the existing process. Then we need to go for developing new methods, new principles, new process for the particular job. Then we go for using the best method after analysis. And we need to go for maintaining those steps what we have now applied to the job or the process of operation. So these are the basics of method study consisting of the following steps. So this is 6 steps actually. It's wrongly written as 8 steps. So those 6 steps we are going to see. First is the select. Select the work to be studied. We need to select which work or the job we need to study. Then we need to record the facts, the figures, the jobs of observation, what is the movement of workers, how they are performing the work. So these are the recording part. Record, be clear. Recording should be clear and concise and defined by different process charts. Recording should be very clear and very concise so that we can analyze, go for the recording. The relevant facts and figures about the job by direct observation. We directly observe the steps, the facts that we are performing for the particular job, and we collect the data and store the data in terms of, we represent the data in terms of process chart, operational process chart, man-machine chart, 200 process chart, so simultaneous motion chart, and diagrams like we use to represent the recording data by flow diagram, string diagram. After that, we need to examine the job. When we need to examine the job, what actually we examine? In examining the job, we answer some questions that we identified from the recording steps or the data we have captured in the recording stage. So what are that? So what is the purpose of the study? What is done? What is the first is what is the purpose? Why we are doing this one? Then who are the persons involved? Who does it? What is done? And who does it? Then we have to place. In which place it is done? Where it is done? And how it is done? So we need to answer some questions like what is done? Who does it? Where it is done? Maybe the machines, the persons involved, the place involved, and what is the means of doing, how it is done. What are the different steps or the procedures we follow to do it, how it is done. Then we need to define the alternate ways of doing the work. When we go for analyzing the alternate methods of doing the work, then we can also choose the best method out of the alternate methods. Then we develop most practical, most economical and most effective method for the job or the work what we have doing. So we have to develop the most practical, most economical and very efficient and effective method for the job after analyzing the different alternatives of the methods. When we analyze different alternatives, we try to develop the most practical, economical, efficient and effective method of doing the job. So the method what we have developed, it should be practical, feasible, safe and effective and more economical. Then we go for installation. Installation is the new method as a standard practice and train the persons involved in the applying it. So in the installation stage, three parts are there. One is planning, one is arranging and one is implementing. First we need to plan how we are going to apply or this how we are going to apply the new method. And then we go for arranging the machines, the persons who are going to work, the resources needed or the materials needed to do the work. Then we need to implement the process. Implement to the process. So install involve three steps. One is planning, one is arranging, then we need to implement it. Installation is the new method what we are going to use for the process. Then we need to maintain it. Maintain means we have adopted a new method. So what are the procedures to be developed for the new method? So we go for monitoring it regularly. We collect the data, interpret the data and periodically review the data by some audit, evaluation of the proposed method for the effectiveness and efficiency. So we go for evaluating the new method for that what we have, what is our target, we are achieving or not, this method is efficient or effective than the previous methods or not, that we need to analyze. Then we go for simultaneous motion chart, simultaneous motion chart or SIMO chart. SIMO chart always asked in university exam for 2 marks. So we'll discuss what is SIMO chart. SIMO chart is a micro motion study. we need to study the motions or the micro motion of the workers who are working in the organization. That is, SIMO stands for simultaneously motion cycle chart. Cycles means the time domain we are taking for the study. That is the time limit we are taking to start the process and end the process. So it is one of the micro motion study technique devised by Gilbreth. A SIMO chart is a chart often based on film analysis. So what happens? Whatever the data we collected in by the film, and then we go for analyzing that. Used to record simultaneously on a common time scale the thumbnails. Thumbnails are the symbols we normally use for the micro motion study. So these are the basic eye movements, hand movements, the finger movements, the feet movement, everything is recorded in SIMO chart. Or a group of thumbnails performed by different parts of the body. Also different part movement of the body is recorded and we go for analyzing that. So what are the unnecessary steps or activities are done by the workers and how we can go for eliminating those. It is studied by the micro motion movement of the workers. The workers are fatigued or they are very tired. They don't want to perform. They are not able to perform their work efficiently. That also we can analyze by simultaneous motion study. Micro motion study refers to study of short cycle repetitive jobs like inspection, packaging, etc. and high order skill jobs like component assembly. Normally, this is used for high skilled jobs like component assembly. Thank you so much. I hope you understand the video. If you like the video, do subscribe the channel and share with your friends. Thank you so much.